Hey everybody, welcome back to Cooking with My Kids. This is Griffin, my awesome, smart, handsome 9-year-old son, my mini-me as well. He's going to be helping me make Salisbury steak, okay?
Can I help too?
You can help me.
I want to do the garlic.
I will chop the garlic, okay, and slice it up.
And can I?
No, I will do this.
Is
Here's
that
what.
onion?
Yes, it's an onion.
Can you not put any in mine?
You don't have to have any on your Salisbury, but it's going to be in with our gravy. This is rosemary. Smell it. Smells good? Yeah?
Smell this. I already did, but it smells good.
Smells good, doesn't it?
I'm going to smell the cauliflower.
So, we're going to be making a mushroom gravy with a stout as our base. Tonight, I'm just going to use Guinness. It's a nice dark stout. As well as putting in a little bit of beef broth with our gravy. So Griffin's doing this, Griffin, I want you to put the meat in here in this big bowl for me. Don't be afraid to get your hands wet and dirty. It's what soap and water's for.
Yeah, Dad.
There you go. Put all the meat in there. We got 4 pieces of cube steak. We're using cube steak for our Salisbury.
Daddy, can I talk?
Just go ahead, sweetheart.
You guys remember me because I cooked with my dad a lot of times.
So I want you to slowly put this in here and then just mix it all around, okay?
And
Get everything nice and covered.
So Griffin will be pouring the cauliflower in with the meat, and then
Get
stir
nice
it
and
up,
covered.
and then
Okay, no. Just mix it with your hands now. Get the meat nice and covered. In the other room, yes, not in here in the kitchen.
Okay.
So we have a pan heating over here. We're going to make our gravy with this. Once Griffin gets done with the Salisbury steak and get it nice and coated with our flour, with our cubed beef, with our flour, we're just going to put it into our baking dish here. We got a 13 by 9 that's going to work. We're going to put it in. All right, go wash your hands because you touched your feet. What we're going to do is we're going to get our skillet nice and hot to make our gravy with. We'll put a little bit, 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Get nice and coated so we can cook our mushrooms and our onions in there. Break it all down. Make it a nice, good, tasty, rich sauce. Once that's all done, broke down, we'll add in our stout and stuff here later. So we're going to cut up our onions here. You don't have to be.
It feels comfy.
Feels comfy.
Yeah.
We're doing about nope. We're gonna put that in with our gravy.
Okay.
What we're gonna do, what you can do now, is you can take our cubed beef and you can put it down. Cube steak and put it down in there. Put 4 each one, okay? And we have our oven preheating at 350. So we're going to make some twice baked potatoes as well to go with it. Because what goes better with Salisbury steak than potatoes? Usually you probably do mashed potatoes because you have the gravy. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this gravy once it's done. We're going to set it aside because once our twice baked potatoes are done, we're going to add a little bit of that gravy in with our potatoes. Add some cheese to it and make it nice, delicious, and flavorful potatoes.
Put some of this in, which is very smelly.
Okay, watch your hand. Hey, you need to stay away from here, okay? Because I have a sharp knife. Can you put the rosemary back?
This feels kind of
rosemary
comfortable when eating.
Oh, you don't need to put the whole thing of flour in, Bubby. It's okay. We'll get it, okay? We'll make it work. What we'll do is...
Daddy, yeah, I'm just going to smell myself. And then blast.
So what this is going to do,
Yeah,
Bubby...
that's what I wanted it to look like.
Okay, now just spread it like this right here, okay?
Just like hamburgers.
Yep, it's like hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Because what this flour is going to do with our cube steak
is make it more like fluffy and stuff. like
We're
more
gonna-
tasty?
No, what it'll do is it'll help thicken up our gravy once it's cooking in the oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get our mushrooms. We're going to quarter our mushrooms, toss them in with our olive oil and I'm using stems and all. You can choose to remove the stems or you can keep the stems. Either one's fine with you. But I used baby portobellos for tonight. I'm just going to cut them quarter. Nice. That's good, baby. It looks really good. Thank you very much.
Looks kind of like glazed donuts.
Glazed donuts, you say?
Yeah, glazed cherry donuts.
Glazed cherry donuts. I've heard that one before.
Well, I have.
Our mushrooms, onions are cooking. We're going to take a garlic clove and we're going to peel it back and chop it up here.
This is going to look like chicken.
You think so?
Because
I don't think so.
all the whiteness.
Oh, yeah?
I love whiteness.
What we're going to do with that once we get done. Hey, quick, we don't need any more flour in there, okay? We're good on the flour, Bubby. We're going to take that and we're going to put that in with our onions and our
What, the flour?
the cube steak. Just going to slice up these. There we go. Just enough to get a nice little flavor. I kind of dice up the garlic. Toss it in there. Put in some sea salt. A little bit of black pepper. There we go. Perfect.
Dad.
Yeah.
What can I make with?
What you can do now is,
Put the rest of this on that?
or you can do, what you can do for me? You can take these, see the stems here,
Mhm.
just peel off what we're going to do the rosemary for. There's a rosemary for our gravy, so I'm going to have him just peel off the leaves of the rosemary, so when our gravy is ready to make, we can put it in there.
All of the leaves on all the stems?
Yes. So we're going to kind of
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good, people.
saute up our food here, mushrooms and onions. Give it a nice little stir here. And really let that caramelize just a little bit, get it nice and brown. There you go, looks good. Yeah, there we go. It smells good. You smell that?
Mm-hmm.
What I'll do is we'll take this over here so we can brown this up a little bit when it's ready to go. Yeah, what the flour will do with our cube steak is, with our excess liquid, because instead of adding like cornstarch or anything, with our stout gravy and our beef stock will be kind of liquidy, but the flour will help kind of thicken everything up and make it a nice, good, brown, dark, flavorful gravy that we can use. And like I said, we'll set some of this aside for our baked potatoes, which I'm tossing in the oven now. You get them nice and warm. Cook them.
to do the making shorter. Like, cut them.
We don't need to cook. We don't need to cut them, buddy. Hey,
Easier
no.
than you can say that.
I want you to be careful. I don't want you to use that while I'm not paying attention and looking at you. Okay. This is fine right here. Okay. This looks really good. This is going to help out a lot, and this is going to make our gravy nice and tasty. So now that our onions and potatoes or mushrooms, I apologize, I've kind of cooked down here just a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of cube steaks here. Kind of brown them on each side. You make sure your skillet is nice and hot while you're doing this. That way everything cooks evenly and fast and gets the right consistency here. That's fine. Okay. Right here. Pair of tongs. Need some of those, don't we?
Definitely. What about the metal ones?
They are over there. They're right next to this. So I got it cooking in here with our there we go. That smells delicious. So I use a half an onion. I diced it up a little bit. Put it in with our olive oil. I diced up, quartered about a half a pack of baby portobellos, washed them up, and Griffin was awesome enough to put in our cube steak into our flour, get it nice and coated. I seasoned our mushrooms and onions with sea salt and pepper. And I'm just kind of browning up our cube steaks just a little, kind of get a nice consistency. There you go, you can show them. Get each side about 2 to 3 minutes. It's nice and hot, get nice and brown. That way, I said, when we add our gravy in, it gets nice and thick. Smells good, doesn't it? Oh, that smells delicious.
Yeah, that smells good.
Yeah. See, you said you didn't want onions or mushrooms, but you know what? After we make this, you may want some. Man.
I like fried mushrooms.
Fried mushrooms?
But not the ones that are cooked in pots and stuff.
Pots like a pot roast or?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
Like
that is
chili.
noted.
Like a chili.
Like a chili? Oh, yeah, okay. I got you there, buddy.
Do you need all the flour away? To come off the meat?
No. We're just kind of cook it into the meat.
I know, but is it getting into the pan?
No. It's going to stay on there. It's going to cook into our meat. Keep
Or
it nice.
Is it expanding all over the pan?
No. It's just from where when I put it in there, it hit the sides of the pan. So we're going to cook it for a minute. Make it nice and seared here. Take that one out. Put this one in here. Keep it nice and seasoned. Just a little touch more of olive oil in there. I hope you guys are enjoying our videos so far. Last night we started to make one. We made a homemade beef stew. My son Jameson, my 8-year-old, he helped me make the beef stew last night, and unfortunately that was not able to cooperate. Probably an operator error here on my part, but We got it figured out tonight. I think we'll hopefully get everything uploaded good. And again, subscribe to our channel here, Cooking with My Kids. And we hope you enjoy everything. Hope you learn something, and I hope you like what you see. And it's paving the way for a new generation of cooks. And I hope my kids can come away with some stuff here and learn a few things along the way. And I hope maybe you can show your kids, or you can start cooking with your kids along the way as well, if you haven't already. So I didn't start cooking until, let's see, I'll be 32 tomorrow. Hallelujah. I didn't start cooking until I was 21, about 22 years old. After I moved out, I started trying to attempt to cook for my family. I remember probably my first bad meal that I ever made. I tried to make a baked spaghetti. You know, I then thought that I could just toss the noodles in my baking dish, cover it with my sauce, and boom, put it in the oven, good to go. Well, I found out the hard way. No, you got to cook the noodles first in water, and then you can put it in your baking dish and cover it and cook it. Needless to say, that night we had burnt spaghetti for dinner. We didn't actually eat it, but
What did you eat for that dinner?
you know what? Honestly, I don't remember what we ate for dinner, but it wasn't baked spaghetti.
I know that for a fact.
You weren't even around yet.
I know that for a fact because you said you didn't eat the baked.
I didn't eat it. We didn't eat it. So, all right, our cube steaks are about done cooking here, about browned up.
Cube steaks sound like a good one.
They do. Yep. So we'll put that in there. Put that in there. Sirloin? We can make some. Well, you know what? Tomorrow we can't make sirloin because tomorrow is. You guys have your church rehearsal program tomorrow. So add a little more olive oil to this. We're going to put in our peppers and onions in there. Kind of soupy. Now what we're going to do, mixed around. It smells good, doesn't it? We're going to take this.
Oh yeah, now it's getting real strong.
Hey, get me the.
What is that?
That's the stout.
Is it? What is stout?
Where's my? Oh, okay.
What does stout mean?
It's a dark kind of beer. Is what it is. So we're using a dark drought stout or Guinness.
Don't put it in.
We're going to put about 8 to 10 ounces of this in here. This will make it nice and dark. See that? Here we go. Put that in. Nice, dark. That's going to be good. Now we're going to
Can I
add.
do this like?
Here, what you can do here? I'll let you pour in. How about a little bit of this beef broth here?
Okay.
A little bit of this beef broth in there.
How much?
I'll say when. How's that sound?
Okay.
We'll put about 6 to 8 ounces of beef broth in. There we go. That's good. We're going to bring this to a boil. We're going to add in our rosemary. You're going to help me add our rosemary in, Bubby?
Sure.
So in our gravy right now, we have onions, onions, mushrooms, and chopped garlic. Ah, darn it!
What?
We have onions, mushrooms, chopped garlic. Sorry, my phone had sent me a
I'll put the
camera notification.
I'll put the leftovers in.
Okay. We have some chopped garlic. We put in about 8 to 10 ounces of stout, a dark stout, and we put in about 6 to 8 ounces of beef broth. Now, Griffin is added in our rosemary, and we're going to season a little more salt, sea salt, and just a little more pepper. And we're going to give it a nice mixture here.
What's this? What's these?
Those are the mushroom stems
Oh.
that just got left out.
Where you put them out?
You put it in there.